everyone. Today I wanted to share with you the first day of a new placement. Okay, yesterday I received a call around 9 p.m., 10 o'clock p.m., and it was for a new placement. It was a girl around 13 years old. And I'm saying around, well, she just turned 13 years old. And they asked me, could I take her in? I have the space. I have a 5-bedroom home, so I have the space for her. I actually have 3 kids already, two which in which they are siblings. So I have 2 siblings, and I have another child, and I will have this 13-year-old girl. She came with a tub of clothes, something like this, a storage tub of clothes, and a basket of clothes. So I know she has something to get her through the week. Usually when the kid first come into my home, something that I learned to leave their luggage by the door, to go ahead and wash them. Previously, I had a case where I got some kids and they took them directly out of home with book bags, and anyway, they had lice and all kind of bugs that they carried into my home. So now I don't feel that invasive anymore. So I usually put it by the door, but since it was around 9-10 o'clock and she had already been through a lot, I went ahead and let her take it to the room. But this morning, the washing machine is going, the things are getting clean, and just to make sure that not only everything in the home is clean and tidy. Some things that I wanted to say. I talked about her gender, her age. She's 13. Clothing. She had the storage tub of clothes, had a basket of clothes. Some of the trauma. Okay, so she was with another foster family before coming into my home. There was an altercation between her and the foster father or the foster mother's boyfriend. I'm still unclear about that, but it was a physical altercation. So it was a rush placement. They did tell me she was on medication. Okay, so some of the things during the phone call, let me go back to that. During the phone call, the agency called and they said, Miss Joyce, we have a child. Would you mind taking her in for tonight? You know, there was a physical altercation. My first thing, and it should be yours too, was ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Ask as many questions as you need to about your potential placement, and to ensure that, you know, they will be safe and you can meet their needs in your home. Some of the questions that I ask, I wrote them down, so I'm looking over here at my notes so I don't forget. They're usually 5 because they're the 5 main questions that are important to me. It's 1, is there anything that I need to know that'll help me serve the child better in my home? Like, I need to know if they're on medication, their medical history. What do I need to know that's going to help me serve them better and meet their needs in the home? My second question was, are there any allergies, known allergies? If the child is old enough, that's something that the caseworker could go ahead and ask them. I do have a pet. I have a dog in my house, so that's very important. 3, is the child behavioral and take medications? That is a must. You need to know that if the child is behavioral, because you don't want an incident to happen in your home that same night or the next day, and you don't know any triggers or anything. And sometimes the agency will be hesitant of telling you these things, but you need to know. I just be forthcoming with me, forthright. And if you don't know, I need to be asking the child, because if it's something that you can deal with, great. But if you have your own children in your home, you don't want it to be a situation where that child or your child, or, you know, you're fearing for the safety of that child and your child, so, or your children. And the last thing is, did the child eat? I had one placement prior to, I had a child come in and they had not eaten anything all day. They were sitting at the agency. Well, I think they were fed earlier, but had not received any lunch or dinner. One, they didn't want the lunch because they were so traumatized, and dinner is because I was getting the child and no one told me the child had not ate, and it was around 8:30, 9 o'clock. So you want to find out if the child has eaten anything, and so you can hurry up and prepare something, or or be prepared to take them somewhere to get something to eat. Okay, so things that you would want to know, like I said, is there any things that you already know. We know there's trauma. We know there's trauma. That's why they're in foster care. So whether it's being, in another foster home or with the family, there's some sort of trauma going on. Another thing we already know is the child is scared. They're as scared as you are. They are coming into your home, a new place. They never been. They don't know anyone. And you're just scared of, finding things out later. That's it. Like, I'm sure everybody who's a foster parent, you love kids and you want to give them the best life. But that's something. And something else that we know is the child needs love, needs to feel loved, and needs to feel comfortable in your home. So something that I always do when I have my first placement, not if they come late at night, not if they come like late in the afternoon, but the following day, I always do a one-on-one. I take them out to eat, where if it's to a restaurant that they never been before, or they might suggest a place that they want to eat. So we'll go there and we'll eat. And it's just getting to know you, and getting to know them, and them getting to know you. I wouldn't ask a lot of questions, not evasive questions, but things like, oh, what's your favorite color? And general dialogue. It's not like an interview. Don't conduct an interview. Some kids will shut down. So we're sitting and we're talking. Oh, do you like that? Is that your favorite food? What else do you like to do? And let them get them opportunities to talk and share back with you. So the 3 things we know is there's trauma. 2, the child is going to be scared. It's a new placement. They're trying to get to know you while you're trying to get to know them. And 3, just make the child feel comfortable as possible in your home. Some things that we want to know that we might not get the opportunity to know is the back history, whether it's medical, dental, if there any physical abuse, neglect. Foster parents always want to know the back history. And that's something we don't always get the opportunity to know right up front. 2, something else we want to know, is there any behavior issues? Sometimes the agency might not tell you, kind of fearful of the child not being able to get placed. But, you'll find out sooner or later if they're behavioral or not. Yeah. 3, you want to know their medical history, if they have asthma and, allergies and things like that. And 4, is this going to be a temporary placement? Or do they know right off bat it's going to be long term? You'll need to know that in order to plan. Like, I'm a planner, so I need to know, like, how I'm going to go about my days, weeks, months. I like to take trips. I like to take the kids with me wherever I go. They are part of my family. Once they enter my door, they are part of my family. They are my family as well. So I treat them like I treat all my children, whether it's biological or not, because I have a lot of children. Things that I have learned, you will learn more from the child than you will from the agency. Like, the agency has limited information, and sometimes they don't know everything. They don't know everything that the child has been through, and sometimes the child doesn't tell them everything that they've been through. The parents don't tell them everything that the child's been through. So you will learn more from the child in your home than you will the actual agency. So, and another thing, so when kids come in, another reason why I'm in my closet, besides it's the quietest place in my home right now, these storage bins right here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't see, but the lids on them, they're age appropriate. So I foster anywhere between any ages, basically. So I have the baby clothes, I have toddler clothes, I have clothes for teenagers, boys and girls. And what you will need to do as a new foster parent with a placement, if the child comes into your home with limited clothing, you will have something for them to wear. So, excuse me. So that's the reason for the bins, and it's a total of 2, 4, 6. It's a total of 6 in my closet. Usually the top ones are girls and the bottom ones are boys, and it has new underwear, socks in there, age appropriate, and it has clothes. I usually try to keep at least 2 weeks of clothing in each bin. Okay, that's it for fostering new placements. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you. I hope it was informative.